Kara Kindle is also one of our teaching artists. She works with a wide variety of ages, and she has a really beautiful sense of space and staging that we thought would be the perfect fit for Captain Aurora.
The next play is going to be Captain Aurora and the Grace. And this was written by Becky Wallstrom, and it is about autism.
Captain Aurora. The stage is completely black. A young man's voice speaks to us in the darkness, and it is Abel, and this is his story.
I'm going to let you in on something. I am a superhero.
On stage, we see several orbs light up. Dim at first. They are the size of human brains, but smooth like eggs resting on a conveyor belt.
You are too, actually. We possess powers, ones that exceed human capability. Think of something you're good at. It doesn't have to be fancy. Maybe you can read well, or you're good at solving riddles. A fast runner. Maybe you can really dance, make up stories, or great at caring for others. Maybe you're good at building things, gardening. Maybe you work well with animals. Now multiply this by 1,000. This is your superpower. Suddenly you're not just good with animals, but you speak their language. You don't just dance, you soar. You touch a book and consume it in seconds.
The orbs brighten and pulse.
But your superpowers, how can I say this? Your superpowers have been dimmed.
Lights up on two figures that are dressed in hazmat suits. Figure 1 hovers over the orbs, tinkering with them, and figure 2 is reading a magazine.
Level?
0.3.
He reluctantly dims the orb.
How about this one?
0.3.
Really?
It's always 0.3.
How come?
How come what?
How come it's always 0.3?
Because that's how it's done.
This one's so bright!
That's how it's always been done.
So sensitized!
Make it the same.
So beautiful.
0.3, please.
Have you ever gone?
I have.
Did you miss yourself?
You don't remember yourself. Look, if we don't dim them all, they'll use their powers to avoid everything unique Earth has to offer. Failure, pain, heartache, gravity, chaos, surprise, the acquired taste of blue cheese and coffee.
An oven timer dings.
Pizza!
They strip off their face mask and gloves and they rush about, fetching napkins and plates.
What'd you make?
Mushroom.
Mushroom! I love mushroom!
We hear the sound of angels singing.
Oh!
They chew for almost a whole minute.
Okay, back to work. Okay. Where were we?
I believe we were ready for flight.
Not flight, transport. Speaking of, did we mute their flight capabilities?
Muting flight capabilities.
He quickly tinkers with the back of each orb.
Flight capabilities muted. Ready for transport.
Transporting?
The conveyor belt begins to move. The orbs glide off and disappear one by one into oblivion.
Adios!
Bon voyage!
Auf Wiedersehen! Arrivederci!
They agonize over another bite, but then...
We dimmed the last one, right?
You did, yes.
I did not.
I did, yes.
Because I did not.
Right, I did. I think I did.
Did you?
I don't think I did.
Wait! The last orb, still glowing, drops into oblivion. Lights fade out.
My superpowers lie in my senses. Close your eyes, just for a minute. What can you hear? Try to pick out all the sounds in the room. Now imagine each of those sounds growing louder, more distinct, all at once. Keep your eyes closed. Concentrate on your sense of touch, the chair you're sitting on, the heat from the person next to you, the pressure from your shoes against your feet. What does the inside of your mouth feel like, your tongue squishing between your teeth?
We see the lights on the stage, as they are many beams of different colors.
The air moving through your nostrils. What do you smell? Maybe it's the scent of the outdoors lingering on your coat, or the shampoo you used today, your neighbor's minty gum, or the almond-scented soap in your hands from the public restroom. Try to experience all of these things at the same time. Feel and hear and smell and taste everything all at once with the same intensity. Try not to block anything out.
The colored lights get brighter. They pulse, they dance. A small boy sits in a chair. He's holding a big red balloon. His eyes are wide. He takes it all in, and he vibrates with energy.
It's electric!
Truly electric.
The balloon suddenly pops.
Ah!
All the sounds now stop.
But in this fast and busy world, it can be too much.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to hold you. He was
I was
born 7 pounds, 2 ounces.
At
At 6 months, he flipped over and began to crawl.
My
His
first word was dog.
He learned 10 more words that summer.
As they speak, the boy on the ground flips over, he crawls, he stands, he smiles, and he takes his first step.
Da-da,
Ball.
ba,
Bye. No. Mine. More. Cookie.
bird, mama.
I don't remember this. It's just what they told me.
But at 19 months, that all changed.
The boy is now in fetal position. He's staring straight ahead.
He stopped talking, stopped smiling, stopped wanting to be held.
In a fast and busy world, it can be too much.
Can I read to you? Are you hungry? Tired? Hurt? Upset? Can you hear me? I don't think he can hear me. Oh, can I hug you? Will you look at me? Why don't you look at me?
I knew I was different.
Figure 1 and figure 2 come running in, shedding their hazmat suits, their helmets, their gloves for lab coats and specs.
The doctor's in!
Yep, we're here. Come in.
At your service.
Oh, doctors, there's 2 of you. Thanks for coming. He just seems...
Let us have a look here.
They inspect the boy.
Yes, yep, just as we suspected.
What?
His neurons are connecting at hyperspeed.
Is that bad?
We'll just need to take this one back with us.
Wait, no! No, it's taking him.
Well, think of it as a factory recall.
Yep, we just gotta bring him back, give him a little tune-up.
My son is not a car.
Well, this one's different, ma'am. He won't be able to.
He won't be able to what?
He won't be able to handle the world, not the way he's set up.
Get up. Get out of my house. Out!
It's not your fault.
Definitely not, it's ours.
Yeah.
Get out!
I told you this wasn't going to work.
Well, we had to try something.
The room settles. The boy remains motion and emotionless.
Can I tell you a story?
The boy doesn't respond. His mother sits nearby, not too close, and begins to tell her story.
Once upon a time in the land of triangles,
I love this story.
Mr. and Mrs. Triangle couldn't wait for their little bundle of joy to arrive. When he did, they felt more love in their hearts than they'd ever felt before. Baby Triangle, you're so beautiful. One day, you will learn to balance on your point, and you'll go to school with all the other triangles and make triangle friends. Eventually, you'll meet a special triangle, get married, and if you're lucky, you'll have a baby triangle all your own. And then, only then, will you truly understand how much we love you.
His
But
mom takes his hand and they begin to walk.
But as baby Triangle was learning to balance on his point, a very strange thing happened. He grew an extra point, then another, and it became very difficult to know which point to balance on.
Phew! Phew! Phew!
Mr. and Mrs. Triangle were concerned, to say the least. They'd never seen a triangle with more than 3 points before, and they didn't know quite what to do.
She found baby Triangle so unique, but the other triangles found him a bit much to handle, so when she took him out for walks, she covered up his extra points.
His mother wraps him in a long coat. Enter a neighbor, an old man with old school manners about him.
Oh, and who do we have here?
I'm Captain Aurora, member of the Constellation Lupus, Latin Wolf.
Abel.
Hello there, Abel.
Do you drive a blue Nissan Pathfinder?
Why, yes, I do.
You've parked wrong. You have to park across the street on Mondays.
Abel.
Is that any way to talk to your elders, boy?
I always had a thing for rules. Rules negate surprises, and I'm uncomfortable with surprises.
It's street cleaning on Mondays.
How old are you, son?
Most days you're parked on the wrong side. If you read the signs, you'll know.
Abel. When we meet someone, we're supposed to say, hello, it's nice to meet you.
It's not nice to meet you.
Abel.
Why do we say nice to meet you?
Abel.
The boy ignores her and makes face sounds as he spins.
It's often anything but
Zoo.
nice.
Zoo!
Nice is a clear blue sky with puffy clouds. Nice is the way a bunny feels.
Abel, you're being very impolite.
Meeting someone for the first time is more like a fire alarm, not knowing the answer on a test. If I were to give meeting someone a word, I'd call it octopus. If it were a color, it'd be brown.
Hello, brown octopus to meet you.
The boy then runs off, making flying noises.
Woo!
If you ever need my belt to discipline that child, you just let me know.
You could see why Mrs. Triangle was nervous for her son.
The boy re-enters, running.
Wait for me.
The boy sees the school directly in front of him, but he stops dead in his track.
Now, be good and listen to your teachers and eat all of your lunch, not just your dessert. You hear me?
Eat all of your dessert, not your lunch.
You know what I said. I love you, Abel.
Boy slowly walks forward. His mother allows him to go on without her, but stays in the background.
School was hard for the little triangle. For one thing, the door was shaped like, well, a triangle. So he didn't know how to get through. His many points were a constant challenge.
Recess.
What's your name?
I'm Captain Aurora, member of the Constellation Lupus, Latin for wolf.
No, I'm Sam. Want to play with me? Catch!
During games, little triangle couldn't figure out which point to use for what. So he spent a lot of time playing on his own.
Boy pulls out small cars out of his backpack and he lines the cars up on one behind another, flinching every time that jack-in-the-box snaps open.
Whoa, that's cool. It looks like a parade. Look, you can make them race.
Don't!
The cars go flying.
When he got frustrated, he'd throw himself to the ground to try and break off his extra points.
It scared the other triangles, and they didn't want to play with him anymore.
His mother comes to pick up the boy from school.
Mrs. Triangle knew something was just not right, so she took little Triangle to doctors, counselors, triangle specialists, but no one knew what to do.
Come in.
Come in.
They'd never seen a triangle with so many points.
The boy sees them and struggles to run away. Woman holds tightly to his hand.
Please.
No!
Stop.
No!
We're glad you came to see us.
We know it's difficult. We recommend keeping him in school.
It'll give him a chance to be around regular kids.
I'm not regular. I'm Captain Aurora, member of the constellation.
And practice his social skills.
Learn how to fit in, maybe?
But no matter how hard Little Triangle tried, he did not fit in.
The boy bit his mother.
Oh!
Also, try giving him these twice a day.
What are those?
For his outbursts.
What was that?
I've been working on a concoction to dim him down to a 0.3.
Point three. Point three is where they begin.
Well, it took a minute.
He's too old for that now.
We've got to do something.
You've really messed up. We've got to tell the boss.
No!
Tell me what?
I mean, yes! We should definitely tell the boss. Hello, sir.
Spit it out.
Sir, this one forgot to level down one of the orbs, and now he's having a really tough go of it.
Well, it's not the first time this has happened. What have you tried so far?
At first, we tried to get him back.
The mother was not having it.
Then we tried to befriend him.
Lead by example, you know.
He wasn't interested. Oh, and then I whipped up a concoction I thought might set him right.
Right. What is right, anyway?
Right. What is right?
Well, point three is the norm. We've always started.
Now, have you tried letting him know he is different in an exceptional way?
With all due respect, I believe he knows he's exceptional. He just doesn't like it.
Yeah, but perhaps with the right approach. Will you bring the old Rhapsody?
They
lights,
leave
please.
on a piano.
Lights,
Lights go down to blues and greens. The boss sits at the piano. He places a jar on top of it. It reads "Change" in big letters. He begins to play an instrumental version of David Bowie's Starman.
The Little Triangle spent many months lonely and misunderstood.
The boy enters. He has a red balloon tied to his wrist. His head hangs low as he walks.
And one evening in the park, he met a musician playing songs for change.
Hello there.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Brown octopus to meet you.
I've never seen you before.
No?
You're not from here.
Well, neither are you.
Yes, I am.
Really? That's funny. Am I not in the land of triangles?
You are.
And this is Triangle Park, right?
Yes.
Then, how come you aren't a triangle?
Oh, I am a triangle. I just have more points than most. I don't like it when people laugh at me.
I'm sorry. It's just that you are far more than a triangle.
Abel?
What do you mean I'm far more than just a triangle?
Well, just look at you.
Are you making fun of me?
I would never. I'm admiring you.
Why?
Don't you know what you are? Look up at that star. You are a star. You see, all the points. What did you say your name was?
Captain Aurora, member of the constellation Lupus, Latin for wolf.
Now that makes more sense.
How did you know?
Because I've traveled. I've seen your kind. You're rare, but beautiful. And your superpowered senses so magnificent. Why, I believe you could feel the very notes that I'm playing. I bet if you closed your eyes, you could ride my notes straight up to your constellation. If you wanted to, try it.
The boy closes his eyes. The chorus swells. Earth and everything victim to gravity falls away. The boy floats up and up towards the sky, and his red helium balloon blows in the wind.
That's it! You've got it, Captain!
It's electric!
Truly electric!
I'm gonna let you in on something. I am a superhero. Captain Aurora of the constellation Lupus, Latin for wolf.